Welcome to this month's coffee break webinar. My name is Darren, consultant at RIB. And in today's topic, our focus will be on carrying out auto-revisioning for 3D BIM models. I'd like to start with a brief introduction about our product CostX. CostX offers a diverse range of solutions designed to cater to different needs, which is why we offer customized versions of our software. We have the comprehensive RIB CostX, which is the full version, as well as the specialized RIB CostX Takeoff 2D version. These tailored solutions cater to different needs, ensuring that each enterprise can find the right fit for their requirements. Now let's dive into why RIB CostX stands out in the construction industry. CostX is an innovative estimating software solution that integrates 2D and 3D takeoff capabilities along with cost estimating functionalities. It supports a wide variety of drawing formats, including images, scan copies, electronic PDFs, various CAD-based formats. And with the full version, it also supports 3D PDFs, SketchUp models, and various BIM file formats like .rvt, IFC, and DWFX. CostX offers a wide range of benefits and advantages for construction professionals. So one of the key features is its ability to provide both 2D and 3D takeoff capabilities. This basically allows users to carry out precise paperless takeoffs and create detailed project cost calculations. When it comes to estimates, CostX gives users the freedom to create customized estimating spreadsheets that align with their cost breakdown structure and live link to the drawings. Users can also incorporate formulas and calculations specific to their project requirements. Additionally, CostX provides built-in user libraries for rate and cost or trade breakdowns, which provide valuable support to the workbooks. It also includes a revisioning tool that enables users to manage and track revisions throughout the estimating process. This is particularly useful as construction projects often go through changes and it is essential to keep track of them. In terms of reporting, CostX offers a robust feature that allows users to generate standard as well as customizable reports, which help to effectively communicate information to stakeholders for better understanding and decision making. Collaboration is key in any project, and CostX enables project teams to collaborate in real time regardless of their geographical locations. The team members can access and work on the same project simultaneously, which increases productivity, reduces errors, and which ultimately leads to better project outcomes. Additionally, CostX provides strong file compatibility, allowing users to seamlessly import, export, and work with different file formats commonly used in the construction industry. This basically helps in easy integration with external spreadsheets, databases, or other software tools for data exchange and analysis. In our previous webinar, we focused on the 2D revisioning capabilities of CostX. We explored how CostX enables users to effectively manage and track revisions in 2D drawings during the cost estimation process. And these were the key topics covered. If you missed this webinar or would like to revisit any of our previous topics, I encourage you to refer to the recordings of our coffee break webinar series. So this month's webinar, we will be covering the process of carrying out auto-revisioning within CostX for 3D BIM models. In construction projects, 3D models often undergo revisions to meet design budget or engineering requirements. With CostX, using auto-revisioning feature, users can effectively manage and track design changes made by the designer in the model, and this revised information can further be used to carry out cost estimation. So as the 3D models are updated, new models can be added as revisions of the previous model. This ensures that users have a clear history of revisions and can easily review and track the changes that have taken place. Now let's have a quick look at the steps which we are going to follow to carry out the revisioning process in CostX outlined here on my screen. Firstly, we start by creating a new revision to track the changes in the 3D model. Secondly, we will promote the revised 3D model within CostX. Step 3 is to compare the revised 3D model to a previous model using the comparison feature. This step is, however, optional if the user wishes to identify or analyze the differences between the revised model and the previous revision. Step 4 will be to promote BIM dimensions. Step 5 is to import new revised quantities using a template. This step allows the users to import the revised quantities from the model using a previously used template. Step 6 is to review the revision log to review and track all the changes made throughout the revisioning process. This log provides a detailed history of revisions for reference. Step 7 is to promote the workbook and update the estimate workbook to reflect the revised quantities and cost calculations. And finally, step 8 is to generate a variance report. This report highlights the differences between the original estimate and the revised estimate, giving users valuable insights for project management and decision making processes. So let's now move on to the CostX interface. I have a blank estimate format ready, and we also have uploaded a 3D architectural model into CostX. So using model maps, we are now going to import dimensions and its quantities for this particular model. In CostX, users have the flexibility to import dimensions using either a BIM template or model maps. Both approaches have their advantages and can be chosen based on the specific needs of the project. So now I'm going to select import dimensions using model map on the dimensions ribbon tab. I'm going to select the right model map and hit the select button. This process is going to take a few seconds depending upon the list of elements present within a model. Regarding model maps, we have a separate video that provides detailed information on how to use model maps to customize the quantity extraction process. For more in-depth instructions, please refer to our coffee break webinar playlist. So once we have imported all the quantities from the model using model maps, the next step will be to update the estimate workbook. And to do that, I'm going to click on the recalculate workbook button on the workbooks ribbon tab. So what it basically does is it automatically refreshes and updates all the links from the dimension groups which I had previously dragged and dropped into my workbook estimate. And now this estimate sets a base for my revisioning process. Alright, let's now begin the revisioning process. As you can see on the screen, I'll click on the revisions ribbon and select the add revision button to initiate the revision process. The building revision properties dialog box opens, and next I'm going to enter the details such as a name for this particular revision. You can also add notes if you wish to do so. And now I'm going to click the insert button to add a new revision. So now we have a new revision created, and we notice that the current field on the revisions ribbon toolbar will display the automatically generated revision number and the name given for the building revision. The drawings will be displayed in the drawing list window, with a padlock symbol indicating that they have not yet been promoted into the current building revision and are therefore locked. At any given point of time, you can also choose to go back to view the 3D model and the estimate workbook of the previous revision, which are in read only mode with a padlock sign next to it. This basically prevents previous revisions being modified unless you specifically intend to do so. Next, we need to promote the revised 3D model into this revision. And to do that, we are going to now click on the promote drawing button on the revisions ribbon toolbar. You will be prompted whether you wish to choose a new drawing file for the revision or to keep the same drawing file. Keeping the same drawing file will promote the existing drawing and all the dimensions imported or measured from it from the previous building revision into the current building revision, and it unlocks the drawing, thus allowing the existing dimensions to be amended or new measurements to be taken. Whereas selecting a new file will prompt for a new drawing file to be selected, and upon selection will add the new drawings to the current building revision. And it will update the previously imported BIM dimensions for the corresponding objects in the new drawing file. I am now going to select a new file, which is basically the new revised 3D model. I am now going to select the 3D view and click OK. So once you hit the update button, a prompt will be displayed on the screen to promote the BIM dimensions to update the dimensions. Next, we are going to click the promote BIM dimensions button on the revisions button. Once this process gets completed, a message gets displayed indicating that the changed and deleted BIM dimensions have been automatically revised. And now to measure dimensions for objects which are new revisions to the building. The user can use any of the methods such as BIM template, model maps, or by clicking on the object. Also, during the revisioning process, if any dimensions were measured using the 3D measure mode in the previous revision, the drawing title and the dimension groups that contain those measured dimensions will be marked with an unrevised warning icon. These dimensions will require a review and acceptance in order to finalize the revisioning process. In CostX, we also have the drawing comparison tool present, which allows the user to compare any revision models to the previous models. To visually review the changes between drawing revisions, click the Compare Drawings button on the Revisions ribbon toolbar. The Compare Revisions dialog will open and you can select the revision you wish to compare with. In this case, only revision 1 is available. Ensure that the Match Objects is selected and click OK. To filter the displayed layers, click on the Layers tab and adjust the checkboxes to get a visual representation of the changes taken place in the model. These layers basically allow users to focus on specific objects or elements within the drawing and compare them to visualize the extent of modification in the model. Next step will be to import new dimensions. In our previous step, where we have promoted the BIM dimensions, the changed and the deleted BIM dimensions have been automatically revised. However, if there are any new elements which have been newly added, they have to be imported. So in this particular example, we had previously used model maps to extract the quantities. So we are going to continue extracting the quantities using model maps method. This basically helps maintain consistency and efficiency in updating the estimate. Ensure all of the drawing objects are displayed in the drawing window by clicking on the Show All Objects button on the Dimensions ribbon toolbar. Now, to import the dimensions for the new objects, click on the Import button and select the Import Dimensions using Model Map. The Select Model Map dialog will be displayed. Locate the model map in the list and click the Select button. Also, before importing the model map, it is important to review the model map definitions for any changes to be carried out. Now all our dimension groups have been updated with the new revised dimensions. CostX also has a revision log feature to help users to identify the changes to dimension groups. To access the feature, click on the revisions log button on the revision ribbon toolbar and the drawing revision log will be displayed. The revision log basically displays details of changed, unchanged or all dimension groups. The user can select the required option by selecting the radio button above the report content. If you select the changed option, CostX will only filter out the details of the changed values. It also displays the quantities of the previous and the new values against the object names. So now we click on the close button to close the revision log window. Now we move on to the workbook part. Once all the dimensions have been revised, click the Workbook View tab to switch to the workbooks which are all logged. Select the workbook to open the workbook and next click on the Promote Workbook button. And now the workbook will be updated with all of the revised quantities. So once the workbook has been updated, the final process will be to generate a comparison report of this workbook. In CostX, users can generate a variance report to get an overview of the variances between different versions or revisions of a project. It basically highlights changes in quantities, dimensions, rates, and other relevant data, making it very easy to visually identify the variances. This information allows users to identify areas of change and assess the impact on the project cost. To generate a report, click on the Workbooks ribbon tab and next click on the Reports Print Workbook to Report option, which is available on the Workbooks ribbon tab. Next, click on the Estimate Comparison Report, which is basically an example of a custom report created, and hit the Generate button. A report properties box will appear. There is the option to compare the current workbook revision against any of the previous revisions, which in this case is revision 1, and hit the preview button. This report basically provides the cover page followed by the summary page and the detail pages of each of the line items present within the workbook along with the variance in the quantities. This report can now be saved in various file formats such as PDF, Excel and image file formats.